Well, we are coming up on a special anniversary. 9/11.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
It gets here sooner each year, doesn't it? It's like just it seems like I just took down the decorations. I'm putting them back up. Yeah, I feel like this is the last chance
we,
for America to come together. This 9/11.
I mean,
feel
it's
like.
really has reached the point of ridiculousness with 9/11 though, because like the only mention I've seen of it, I saw on like ESPN or something, and it was the Yankees and the Mets in a series this weekend on the day all New Yorkers will always remember. It's like, so now it's just a reason for the Mets
marketing.
And a free taco to everyone if there's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's the 20th, so everybody's going to try harder. But really, it lost its steam after the 10th one. It really
won't be
has
long
just been
before
lesser and lesser. Reading of the names, you're like, oh shit, I used to wake up and look forward to this. Like, just read the names of people who died of COVID. That's almost as long of a list each day. How many
won't
died
be long before they have twin towers in the outfield of the baseball field. When someone hits it with the ball, they explode. They like implode and fall down. Boom.
I feel like they should put it back just for zip lining.
Hot dogs are only $1 now for an hour. 9/11 home run.
Yeah, just have all the specials. We're setting the clock back to 9/11 pricing. It's like I saw it was Corky Romano movie. It was like a big
Corky
yeah,
Romano.
it was a big a big ad for his movie, like coming out in September of it's like, I'm sure it was not going to be a big movie anyway, but just anything set to launch was fucking stupid right before 9/11.
There's got to be some comedian whose big break was getting a bit role in the Chris Kattan Corky Romano film, and then fuck. Are you kidding me?
America's we still haven't recovered and gotten in the mood for a Chris Kattan movie.
He never came back.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, he kept thinking it'll come back around. Who's he? He's the forefather of the guy who's on Saturday Night Live now that people complain about. He's got the same
Pete
annoying.
Davidson.
Yeah, he's got that same annoying.
Pete Davidson's connection to 9/11, right? Do you know?
Yeah. His dad was a fireman.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, did we all watch that same shitty movie?
Yeah, well, that too. There's a couple of different connections, but it's like that's where some of the sympathy for the 9/11 families gets lost because everyone thinks Pete Davidson's annoying as fuck, and it's like I'm tired of caring that his dad was a fireman. I did 9/11. That's the reason I got to keep looking at this dipshit. Then I want to forget.
You know what this means is on the 20th, we got to like come together and remember it and be somber. But on the 21st anniversary of 9/11, we can tell everyone, just fucking get over it, okay? Yeah. You had your 20th anniversary. We thought it should have been canceled at 14. Let's be honest. Nobody likes that song, Danny Boy. We're just we've moved on. We've had a pandemic that's killed a lot of people. So we can't really set aside time anymore for your fucking song and dance number,
Been overshadowed.
Hey, good 20th. Have a good 20th.
Good point, because the numbers are still going up, and you're going to remember something that happened 20 years ago when we still aren't taking care of our own people here.
Yeah. I mean, how many died in 9/11?
I laughed because that's
1,900 or 2,000?
I think like 2,900.
Yeah, like $3,000 or something.
So watch the clock. I don't know. We have Super Spreader Saturday where everybody went into college stadiums and high-fived and got face-to-face. We don't have enough time for the death toll. I was thinking maybe we could beat 9/11's death toll with COVID death on 9/11 just to show them.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
good publicity.
By the way, 9/11, 2,600 dead. Huh? Yeah. Take that. But I don't think we have time. We will get there.
It's just important that we've all learned the lessons.
The lessons are I don't know, man. That's
as long as we're moving forward by learning from our mistakes in the past.
Was there anything we did learn? I mean, we really responded poorly. We invaded a country that had nothing to do with it. Like, is there anything, like the whole remember, never forget kind of shit? Did it lead to anything?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't lead to any justice.
Here's a lesson from 9/11 is don't act emotionally. You know, it's like, you know, when your dog dies and then you feel like you want to go out and get another dog. It's like we were still emotional. We were still hurt over 9/11, and we really needed to probably have some counseling and deal with our grief before we went all willy-nilly starting a war. You know, you're just you're trying to fill an emptiness in your heart by killing people.
And he was, because every week they were going back to the pet store.
Yeah. A lot of people died. We can't replace them.
Never forget to plug the fish tank back in after you've been playing electric football with your brother.
Right. That was my 9/11.
Well, your fish is 9/11.
Definitely.
But you're right, Andy. The only lessons we actually learned are the, ironic lessons of learning from our terrible response to it. That's my point. Like none of the shit we actually did in response to it was healthy or good. It was mostly, murderous rage that got us into deeper and deeper shit we're still dealing with.
And it's kind of. It's hard for the people who probably signed up after 9/11 to go into the war, and some of them didn't come home. Some of them came home maimed or whatever to go. Yeah, but I did the right thing. It's like, no, you reacted emotionally. You wanted some payback, and everybody, it's like that scene in Platoon. Yeah, you're all pissed off. Y'all want some revenge. But it's like, that's what 9/11 was. It was like a lot of emotional protest and shit. People were raw and shit, and it's like, let's just frame this, man. We're gonna have way more death and suffering in a few decades.
But Andy, people were lied to. Don't forget that.
Oh,
there was a whole subterfuge going on to create false facts that made people become like fucking incensed to join. I mean, that's what happened too.
Patriotism is like jealousy as an emotion. Well, it's like, some guys get jealous or whatever, and women, they don't like it or whatever, but it may be, oh, well, he's just, he's protective of me or whatever. He's jealous. Like patriotism exists in that same fucking bullshit.
The knee-jerk patriotism of 9/11. I was on active duty in the Army on 9/11, and the knee-jerk patriotism definitely set us back, fucking evolutionary speaking, where we're moving forward, and then all of a sudden we just rubber banded back.
I'm patriotic in the same way I was sensitive when I watched Little House on the Prairie as a boy, and I would get choked up and have feelings about whatever was fed to me, and that's what patriotism. It's like,
Dude,
I was like, man, I felt great when Caitlyn Jenner won the decathlon. I was right there chewing my gum.
It's the same reason I tear up on Hulu commercials, man. People are good at their fucking jobs. Fuck. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, patriotism is just like a fucking dish that's stirred up, and you go, oh, what's that? That smells good or whatever. And, oh, that's patriotism. Oh, I don't know. I can't have patriotism. That gives me the hives. Cost me 3 of my kids. Fucking patriotism. Yeah, it's like, it is the same dude, like a dude who's overly jealous or whatever. It's, you can be a little jealous and you can go unnoticed, but if you're all fucking patriotic and shit, it's like everybody around you is nervous. Like, what's this fucking asshole up to? Joe Patriot. Like that. I hope that before it's all over, before the planet kicks us off, is that we look at patriots like, and I know people don't like the word faggot, but I would like that word to be shifted to anyone who shows extreme patriotism as a display of that you're a fucking faggot.
If you don't eat all your French fries, are you not going to eat all your French fries, you patriot?
Yes. I apologize if this is like common sense or whatever, but I feel like maybe I could kind of bridge the gap because I come from this sort of patriotic redneck type fucking thing. That all of that is just a distraction for these people because they're not aware of that, of course. But imagine being introspective if that's your whole personality, you would fucking there would be suicides would go up immensely immediately if all those people became introspective. So they got to be putting it out there to think about, as a distraction. If that makes sense, I think that the people that I've encountered, even that I had to work alongside dudes with like Veterans for Trump hats while I was in Globe, and it was they're nice people. They're just no. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are fucking smart people but it's like patriotism's like a bad fucking thing to get all,
do you think
especially
it's
with
also,
this country.
do you think it's also a reaction, an overcorrection to the response and the welcoming home and the treatment that soldiers got coming back from Vietnam? Whereas like everyone's like, oh, we can't call these soldiers, we're calling them baby killers, and we're haranguing them for being murderers, and they all went crazy in Vietnam, and it was such a shit show. They were killing people, and it was so there was a concerted effort starting with Reagan to make sure that people who were in the army were heroes, were always called heroes. And they're like, whatever,
unquestionably,
thank you for your service, yada yada yada. And that's part of it too, because some like volunteering to be the point of the spear on. I'm going to mix metaphors here. The point of the spear on the muscle of American corporate imperialistic greed is not a heroic act. And as long as we keep making it seem like it is, and bringing these people back, and having them meet their kids again for the first time in 2 years at halftime of the fucking these idiots are going to keep signing up because they want their moment in the sun.
But isn't that the shell game though, Erickson? Isn't that the shell game, is to trick the people that sign up into thinking it's not about oil or Americanism abroad?
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. If there's a way to make people enlist, I mean, I don't know. I've never enlisted. I've had relatives that were in service and died in service, but it is one of those things where I don't think it's someone's fault for falling for it. I think the fault lies higher up in that they create these situations that people feel like they just get fucking crazy, blind with. No one wants to run over to fight for Exxon. No one wants to do that unless they're mercenaries. They're well paid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, they recruit out of these small towns, and they tell these kids that they're defending their freedoms, their family, their family's right. Somebody has to pay for this, Everybody doesn't have to just, somebody has, and you're the hero that's going to stand up and do that, and your whole town is going to love you for it. They're going to put a picture of you in the paper saying you joined the army. And it's a fucking it's a marketing thing.
You get to play varsity football for another 4 years. Only this time you're putting on the uniform
after you die.
Mm-hmm.
So 9/11, I just looked it up. 9/11 is called Patriot Day since 2016. Barack Obama created Patriot Day.
I never liked that guy.
Who? Obama? I was going to say that. Well, I was thinking 9/11 is
gay 90s is the guy, actually, Andy.
2016 was the gay 90s, Andy. It really was.
Maybe 9/11
pictures a guy as gay 90s.
Okay, we talked about this earlier. 9/11 has lost its luster. How about if we bring the gays in to take it over? You
gay 9/11?
The production. 9/11. Put a big musical on. And fuck yeah, because 9/11, it's like when you fire a coach, like we just
write that down, Erickson.
We need coaching. It's fucking the parade. Oh, Danny boy. And now out comes all the drag impersonators high kicking and shit.
No, you could definitely play it.
Oh,
Yeah, sexy, oh Danny boy, where it sounds like Danny boy's gonna get his dick sucked before he goes down. Those, you know.
I like that that's the real lesson from 9/11, that it wasn't and isn't gay enough.
Yeah.
It's gay enough.
I think
Gay
people
up.
were afraid to go there because AIDS had just wrapped up. So they're like, you know, we gotta handle this different. Remember last time there was a crisis, we were all spreading it around and shit. Yeah, no, I'm glad it wasn't. Like, can you imagine if they, you know, there was 2 skyscrapers full of just gays that they would have targeted it. That's why, you know, they don't put them all in.
Well, we wouldn't have heard about it for a couple of years.
Right? Yeah, Mike Pence would have covered up. There were no people in those buildings. Like, no, there
Yeah,
was
people to
That was a
remember.
controlled demolition. We had planned to totally revamp the neighborhood.
they, yeah.
I want to do my "It's Raining Men" again joke.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it didn't land properly the first time.
No, it hit it hit a.
Could you put a picture up of the people jumping out of the towers? I gotta get this joke across.
All right. I gotta get the right one.
How about this?
Here we go. This is a good one.
Erickson's gonna start carrying a green screen when he goes on the tour. So he can
How
have
about the Chaille,
flash up references to his jokes behind him.
about that stockbroker?
All right, here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do your joke.
There it is.
We need the Chaille challenge right here.
Chaille.
Chaille going down cannonballing.
Yeah, I got a
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy was like a chef. I
He
think
looks
that's
like
what I
he's
heard.
dressed like a chef.
I mean, how can you
He's a
tell?
chef jacket.
According to Chaille's split screen, it looks like he's jumping out of the wrong building. Like
He's a continental. He's a continental
Like-
breakfast
like-
chef.
Like out of sympathy, he just jumped.
Yes.
Thinking all buildings were gonna go down.
He first he shaved his head for cancer people, and then he
Yeah.
jumped out of the bill.
He took his locks and put them in an envelope and USPS them to Locks of Love, and then put on his chef jacket and then jumped right out the window.
There's nothing that'll ever be like that on live TV. Hopefully, where you're watching live coverage and they're like, I don't know what that sound is, and then later you find out that sound. It'd be like if the grizzly bear man
There's
getting eaten.
going to be more and more shit like that all the time because everything's filmed now. Every person has a high definition
Oh,
camera.
I know. Like
And yet, not one picture of Bigfoot.